Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I saw a video yesterday with a guy explaining that when a man is intellectually inferior to the woman in his life, like a partner or someone he's dating, he will find other ways to bring her down because he can't reach her intellect. So I just wanted to do a video just to assess this and to cover this with girls that might be in a similar boat. So what happens is when you are assertive and you understand what you want in life, a lot of men that don't have that mental capacity, they will use words against you like arrogant or aggressive. But what that translates to is you're assertive and you know what you want from life, and I'm unable to give you that. So therefore, I'm going to criticize what you're saying because me as a man, I can't physically digest that I can't give you what you want. So if you're a lady out there that has had sorry, my cat, she just literally won't. Sean, what do you want, Baba? One thing is really important for us ladies to understand is that it doesn't take much to trigger a man's inferiority complex. All it takes is for you to have boundaries, for you to understand what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept. Or maybe you have a vision of how you want your future life to be. But when an insecure man who hasn't assessed himself and the way he walks in this world, when he has uncertainty or low self-esteem, he will automatically attack the woman that knows what she wants. Because what you're doing is you're pointing out his flaws. You're pointing out to him, even though you're not doing that, because you probably don't even know him well enough at this point to know that you're triggering him. But he has internalized that. So if you ever get told you're arrogant or you're aggressive, or sometimes the choice words are a little bit more nastier than that, I would use that as an opportunity for self-reflection. So personally, I mean, I used to take this too far, so now I've learned to balance it. You have to have an appropriate look into yourself and your soul. So you have to assess what you're asking for. Is it actually arrogance, or is it a standard in a way of life that you know you'll be happy without? Now, any man that's secure in himself and understands the value of having a happy, healthy woman in his life, he would never approach you to criticize you about your clarity on what you need from life. It's always the insecure ones, the ones that are intellectually, I'm not going to say challenged because that sounds rude, but maybe intellectually not as vast, and I'm sorry to say this, but your level of schooling actually really does affect this. And now with all the entrepreneurs and everyone in the world, that's absolutely fine. But education, it does something to a man. It expands his brain. When he's been to university, completed university, masters, etc., it expands a man's intellect, and he's unable to then understand more wider concepts. And he doesn't see a woman as something to be used or something that's attacking him. They see women as a partnership role in life, that, okay, I'm going to join forces with this woman, so I need her to be strong and assertive. So ladies, if you ever get criticized for knowing what you want, know that that's a giant red flag walking around. And run. There's nothing wrong with that. As soon as you're having a certain type of conversation and you've assessed yourself, so you know you're not being, loud, or you're not being rude in any way, you're just simply stating what your views are. If you get criticized for that in that kind of negative way, that is your sign to run. Don't make excuses for him. Oh, but he's really good looking, but he has a really good job, but he does this, and but he does that. Because honey, once you attach your soul and your lifestyle and your daily in and out and your income and all that stuff, when you attach it to a man who sees your personality as arrogant, aggressive, rude, even when you feel you're not being that, you are setting up your life for a disaster. Things don't change after marriage. The same things just exaggerate in marriage. So ladies, I'm all about self-reflection and making sure that we aren't arrogant in thinking we're right about everything. But there's a certain level of self-esteem and confidence that if you have it as a woman and you know you're communicating in a calm and respectful manner and still you're getting criticized, he's not man enough for you. He is not man enough for you. Know that, be secure in that. That you will eventually meet a man who's on that intellectual level with you that will see your assertiveness as goals. He'll be like, this is the woman I want to have babies with because she knows what she wants. She knows the environment that she's going to be happy in. Don't begin to compromise before anything is even begun. Don't compromise yourself and your values because you want to be loved. Have self-respect, have confidence and tawakkul in Allah that you will eventually be where you want to be if you're true to yourself. Humble yourself appropriately. But if you have humbled and somebody wants to walk around and criticize the way that you are and the way that you think, that's just going to be a life full of disasters. So don't get with someone out of a rush to be married or settle down, because that could turn out to be a huge disaster. Anyway.